Regular
conference will now be recorded.
I'd like to call the regular meeting of Mayor and Council for the Borough of Glassboro for July 28, 2020 to order. Aaron, could you please read the opening statement?
Pursuant to the Open Public Meetings Act, I hereby announce that adequate notice of this meeting, as required by said act, has been provided by adopting a schedule of regular meetings for the year 2020, which schedule was posted on the Borough Hall Bulletin Board, as well as the Borough website, and forwarded to both the South Jersey Times and the Sentinel of Gloucester County, and and filed with the Borough Clerk on January 4th, 2020.
Thank you. Can we all rise and salute the flag that's behind Karen? I pledge
allegiance
to
the flag of the United
States of America,
the Republic,
for which it stands, one nation, under
God, indivisible,
liberty and justice.
liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, everyone. Karen, roll call, please.
Mayor Wallace.
Here.
Mr. D'Alessandro. Mr. Fiola.
Here.
Mr. Halter. Mr. Halter.
Here.
Ms. Miller.
Here.
Mrs. Spence.
Here.
Mr. Melandro.
Here.
Mr. Scafidi.
Here.
Mr. Brunimer.
Here.
And let the record reflect that Mr. Casabone and Mr. D'Alessandro are excused for this evening.
No, I'm online now.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay,
Yeah.
Mr. D'Alessandro is here.
Yeah, what happened to the link? I can't get on. Never had this problem. All right.
Yeah. Good evening, Councilman. How are you?
Yo, good morning, good afternoon, whatever it is.
So, moving forward, we have no proclamations or presentations. So I will turn the meeting over to our borough solicitor for our public hearing.
Yes, thank you, Mayor. We're on our agenda tonight, and I'd assume that Fred DeAndrea is on our call as well tonight. Anthony, do you have a Fred DeAndrea?
Yes, sir. Sorry.
Yes. Good evening. This is Fred. Took me a while to get off mute there.
Thank you, Mayor. And on our agenda, I'll let Fred explain it, but we do have a public hearing that Comcast is required by statute to come to the governing body and to explain their application that they filed with the BPU and the borough. But I'll let Fred take it from here. This is a requirement, but Fred will give you all the details. Thank you, Fred.
Sounds good. Thank you, Tim. So good evening. My name is Fred DeAndrea. I'm the Senior Director of Government Affairs for Comcast's Freedom Region, which includes Southern New Jersey. I want to thank the Mayor and Council for holding this public hearing on Comcast's renewal application to meet the requirements prescribed under the State Cable Act and New Jersey Administrative Code. This hearing is part of the regulatory formalities associated with the franchise renewal process that is governed by both federal and state regulations. The franchise is basically Comcast's license to operate in the borough's municipal rights-of-way. And the agreement details the compensation the borough receives in exchange of those rights. Comcast began the renewal process by sending written notice to the borough on May 1st of 2017, indicating our intention to seek a renewal of our non-exclusive cable television franchise. It's worth repeating, our franchise is non-exclusive and does not prevent other service providers from filing an application to serve the borough. The borough received our application for renewal of municipal consent on or around November 9th of 2018, and that application is available for public examination in the borough clerk's office. Tonight's hearing on the renewal application is just another step in the process. No action is required as part of this hearing. However, the governing body may introduce a renewal ordinance. Any community feedback expressed at this hearing can be incorporated into the issues that can be discussed prior to the adoption of the consent ordinance. Before opening the hearing up for questions from the governing body and the public, I'd just like to share some of the steps Comcast is taking to help as many Americans as possible stay connected to the internet during the COVID-19 pandemic. Through the end of this year, low-income families who live in a Comcast service area can sign up for Internet Essentials, which is the nation's largest, most comprehensive broadband adoption program. New customers will receive 60 days of free Internet Essential service, which is normally available for all qualified low-income households for $9.95 a month. Additionally, for all new and existing Internet Essentials customers, the speeds of the program's internet service was increased to 25 megabits per second downstream and 3 megabits per second upstream. With our Xfinity Wi-Fi hotspots, specifically business and outdoor locations, we've made them available to anyone who needs them for free, including non-Xfinity customers. For a map of those hotspots, folks can look at xfinity.com/Wi-Fi. And finally, Comcast technology and engineering teams have been working tirelessly to support our network operations. We engineer our network capacity to handle spikes and shifts in usage patterns. We continuously test and monitor to enhance our systems to ensure they're ready to support customer usage. And we're happy to report today that the network is holding up well with the increased traffic due to remote learning at home during the day and work from home. So it's performing quite well. With that, I'd be happy to open it up to the public.
Is there a motion to open the hearing to the public?
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion made by Councilman Fiola, seconded by Councilwoman Spence. All those in favor state aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? That motion carries. The floor is now open for anyone from the public who wishes to speak on this public hearing.
Hello?
Hello?
Yes, I would like to address the council, please.
Yeah, on this public hearing, ma'am?
Oh, not on that hearing, just on the public portion of council meeting.
Okay, ma'am, we are not at that portion yet, but you will have the opportunity to speak when we open the public portion.
Okay, thank you.
You're very welcome. Does anyone from the public wish to speak on the proposed or the public hearing that was just reviewed?
Also happy to take any questions from the governing body, Mayor.
Thank you, Fred. Appreciate that. Anyone from the governing body wish to make any comments or questions?
Mayor, hearing none with no questions, given the thorough explanation by the speaker, I move that the public meeting be closed and the ordinance adopted as written.
Or the hearing just be closed? I'm sorry, Tony.
I'm sorry?
Just the hearing at this point. The ordinance is later on, so it would just be to close the hearing.
Okay, I got you. Move the public hearing be closed then.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion on the floor by Councilman Fiola, seconded by Councilwoman Spence. All those in favor state aye.
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 Opposed? Abstentions? Okay, that motion carries. The public portion is now closed and discussion on the public hearing is now closed.
Thank you, Mayor.
And thank you. And Fred, thank you very much for that presentation.
Thank you, Mayor. It's my pleasure.
Okay, moving forward, I will now entertain a motion to approve the minutes of the regular meeting of June 23rd, 2020.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion by, I believe, Councilman Halter, seconded by Councilwoman Spence. All those in favor state aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? That motion carries. We have no communications. Let's move to committee reports. Councilman D'Alessandro. I think you're muted, sir.
I have nothing at this time. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman. Councilman Fiola.
I have nothing at this time, Mayor.
Thank you very much, sir. Councilman Halter.
I have nothing this evening, sir. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Councilwoman Miller?
Mayor, the parks are open, but I didn't have an opportunity to speak with Mr. Cabezas to find out if the playground equipment is open at this time. That was a concern. He was going to dig a little deeper into that. But other than that, the soccer field is crowded every night with teams out there playing. So we're moving along, and that's all I have at this time. I'm sorry, the trip for the seniors to Greece has been canceled due to the pandemic.
Thank you very much, Councilwoman. Councilwoman Spence?
Just that our West Jersey Depot is going to resume opening for its fourth Saturday and Sunday each month. We're open this month, and we were practicing social distancing and all the rules that go along with the COVID-19 pandemic. And the Glass Museum is also planning to open a limited amount of time. So that's about it, sir.
Okay, thank you very much. And just to check back, as council, I know our council president Casabone was having issues connecting. Has he managed to get on?
Mayor, we have a number of callers, and I have not yet been able to identify which one is him if he's on here. So if you're okay for a moment, I will put him on the line, and if he is on, he can identify himself.
Yeah, just if he has a report, anything to report from his committee, I would afford him that opportunity if he's on.
I will unmute all the lines, and if Mr. Justin is on, please speak now.
Yeah, Anthony, it's me.
Okay, got him.
Good evening,
What number am
Councilman.
I?
Caller 7.
I have nothing, Mayor, to report.
Okay. Thank you, Councilman, and welcome. Glad you're here.
Thank you so much.
Again, all right, moving forward, we have no unfinished business. We have no new business. I would like to call our engineer for our engineer's report, please.
Okay, thank you. Good evening. Just a brief update. The Camelot work, all the paving is completed from all the trenches restoration from the lateral work. Punch list is completed, and they've submitted letters for phase 3, which is field loop first, to be released. And they've just recently submitted letters for sections 1A, 2A, and 2B, which is the remaining of the project, to be released from the performance. Based on past discussions with them, I believe we're going to have a minimum, the maintenance bond for the landscaping work to be posted for a year, and then thereafter for the new paving for 2 years. But I'll coordinate that with Mr. Scafidi before we submit the letter to council for their consideration. Popper Street's been very active. They've been working hard out there in the heat, getting the concrete poured, sidewalks, curb, and paving. They're scheduled probably to mid to late August to come back in for the surface course to stripe the parking lots out there with that work as of Monday's what the schedule was. So they'll be continuing on that. Obviously, landscaping will be later in the year with those. Redmond Avenue, the phase 2 work, it was just recently paved. The striping will be ongoing on Thursday morning. They will have some traffic control officers down there to direct any traffic in and out of the garage and in and out of the hotel while they get that striping done. So that will finish that and complete that work. The DOT grant project for the Holly Bush Drive phase 1, the contracts are out to the contractor. We're expecting those back next week, and we'll get the pre-construction meeting scheduled shortly thereafter for those. The Mountable Concepts parking lot out on McCabe Boulevard is nearly complete, waiting for their stormwater as-built, and along with, we'll do a walkthrough with them to verify any punch list items they completed there. Here again, the landscaping work out front of their facility will be done later on. I believe they'll be coordinating with Clark Pierpont. They have some small identification signs they want to coordinate for the entrance, with the county having new traffic patterns out there in the future. So he'll take care of those. Collegetown Shopping Center is making progress. They have most of the parking lots paved except for out front. They are ongoing where the old Payless shoe store was and the current Sal Works. Both those sites are underway doing those improvements, and obviously the construction out there on those pad sites will take a couple more months, but they're focusing on the main part right next to the building to get the grocery store open. And that's all I have at this time.
Thank you very much, Mark. Does anyone have any questions for Mark?
Yeah, Mayor, I do. Mark, on the Camelot lift station, what's the progress with that?
The project is never going to end. Basically, they did another startup test on Monday morning, and there's still issues. So they're going back to square one and getting their subcontractors out there to get the details collected. But this time, it's still their pump station.
Okay, thank you so much.
You bet.
Mark, when you were talking about College Town, I just missed that last part. You said something about paving and it broke up on my end.
College Town, yeah, they're doing most of the work. They're focusing on the pad sites out front for the improvements. Most of all the other areas have been paved. In order to get the grocery store, the tenant required that whole entrance area along the front of the building to be completed and paved. They're underway doing the concrete curb work. With the heat, it's been kind of difficult to pave or get the concrete done so it doesn't cure improperly, and the asphalt takes quite a while to cool off too. So this week, the last 2 weeks have been difficult for them, but they're getting that completed. I haven't talked to the code office to see what their scheduled opening date is for the supermarket. I don't know where they are with that, but those areas will be opened up so they can have people when they're ready, and the Chipotle and the area Salad Works and the bank facility out in the pad sites. Obviously, the buildings haven't started that, so that they're still several months away.
Got it. Thanks for clarifying.
No problem.
Thank you again, Mark. Anyone else have any questions for Mark? Very good. At this time, I'll turn the meeting over to our borough solicitor.
Yes, thank you, Mayor. Under our consent agenda this evening, we have the following resolutions. Resolution 160, authorizing agreement between the Borough of Glassboro and the County of Gloucester for the Alliance to Prevent Alcoholism and Drug Abuse. Total Alliance budget, $10,000. Resolution 161, awarding agreement for one lowboy tractor 2021 for the Borough of Glassboro Water Sewer Department under the National Cooperative Purchasing Program Sourcewell in the amount of $153,950. Resolution 162, authorizing approval to submit a grant application and execute a grant contract with the New Jersey Department of Transportation for the Charles III Drive Roadway Improvements Project, NJDOT application submission. Resolution 163, authorizing refund of street opening performance guarantee to Marathon Engineering in the amount of $750. Resolution 164, also authorizing refund of street opening performance guarantee to Groundwater and Environmental Services, Inc. in the amount of $750. Resolution 165, resolution authorizing cancellation of checks over 6 months old to Glassboro Municipal Court General Account as requested by the court administrator. Resolution 166, also authorizing cancellation of checks over 6 months old to the Glassboro Municipal Court bail account, also requested by the court administrator. Resolution 167, resolution extending time for payment of year 2020 third quarter real estate taxes, third quarter grace period extension till August 24th, 2020. Resolution 168, appointing substitute plumbing inspector for the Borough of Glassboro, Harry J. May, effective August 4th, 2020. And Resolution 169, authorizing agreement for professional services with Sickles and Associates, Inc. for sanitary sewer interceptor flow study in the amount of $32,440. They are our resolutions this evening on our consent agenda, numbers 160 through 169. If council so moves for approval, roll call vote.
Move for approval.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion on the floor by Councilman Fiola, seconded by Councilman D'Alessandro. Karen, roll call, please.
Mr. Cassabone,
Yes.
Mr. D'Alessandro,
4.
Mr. Fiola,
4.
Mr. Halter,
Yes.
Ms. Miller,
4.
Mrs. Spence.
4.
Motion carries.
Thank you, Mayor. And also tonight we have one ordinance for introduction by title only, that being ordinance number 20-17. That would be an ordinance granting renewal of municipal consent to Comcast of Gloucester County LLC to construct, connect, operate, and maintain a cable television communication system in the municipality of Glassboro, Gloucester County, New Jersey, And again, this is Comcast's application for renewal of a municipal consent to own, operate, extend, and maintain a cable television and cable communication system in the Borough of Glassboro for 10 years. Scheduled public hearing for this ordinance is Tuesday, August 25th, 2020. Thank you, Mayor. That would be by title only, first reading, if council so moves for introduction. Roll call vote.
Move for approval.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion on the floor by Councilman Fiola, seconded by Councilwoman Spence. Karen, roll call, please.
Mr. Casabone,
Yes.
Mr. D'Alessandro,
4.
Mr. Fiola,
4.
Mr. Halter,
Yes.
Ms. Miller,
4.
Mrs. Spence.
4.
That motion carries. And at this time, I'll entertain a motion to open the public portion.
I'll make that motion to open the public portion.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion by Council President Casabone, seconded by Councilman Halter. All those in favor state aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? That motion carries. Let me read the statement and then we will move into the public portion. We will now move to open this meeting for public comment. Please be advised that immediately following the motion, all lines will be administratively unmuted, and a member of our staff who has joined this meeting via the public access telephone number will provide audible confirmation that the public lines are open. If you wish to provide comment, please render your intent by stating your name and place of residence, and then confirm that mayor and council are able to hear you clearly before proceeding. If you are unable to be heard, please ensure that your phone is not physically muted. You may also control whether your phone is muted or unmuted by the teleconference system by dialing *6 on your telephone keypad. Again, that's *6 to mute or unmute your line via the teleconferencing system. Our meeting organizer will now unmute the calls, and I will now ask our staff member who has called in via the public access phone number to please confirm that you are able to hear us and that we are able to hear you.
Hello, Mayor Wallace. This is John Gorski. I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Good evening, John. Yes, I am able to hear you. Thank you for that confirmation. And having received confirmation that the lines are open and are able to be heard, we now await comment from anyone who wishes to speak. If no comment is heard after a full 15 seconds has been passed, we will move to close the public portion. Again, I remind anyone that wishes to speak to please state your name and residence before moving forward.
Mayor, just for the record, just there are rules and regulations regarding participation in our public portion. They are outlined on our agenda, posted. Most importantly, please note that there is a 5-minute limitation per speaker. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilor. Public portion is now open for anyone who wishes to address mayor and council.
Yes, my name is Felicita Johns. I reside at 127 Isabella Drive in District 1. And I have 4 basic concerns that I would like to address the chair and council. First of all, I thank you, chair and council and mayor, for allowing me this opportunity to address my concerns. My first concern is the new road that's coming in, or bypass, or whatever it is, that's coming in by alongside of District 1, that's connecting to Acorn and into Ellis Drive. My concerns is the expected noise nuisance that it's going to produce, and what are some of the measures that are being discussed, I hope, to protect the residents in the area, as far as like sound barriers and those kind of things. That's my number one concern. My second concern was the renaming of Acorn to Dr. Leo J. McCabe. I was very surprised to see that especially when I know District 1 has not been on the forefront of concern by any of the past mayors. So that was a concern of mine, and how was that decided? My third concern was that there are no speed control signs on Peace Lane. And because of the increased activity around the area, there are a lot of vehicles speeding up and down Peace Lane, and there are families and children that are walking and bike riding, and that's a concern for me. And I would like to see some sign control on Peace Lane. And my fourth concern was the excessive littering. Since the construction of the road and the industrial trucking businesses that are down around on Acorn, they are, I see a lot of trash, a lot of food and lunch bags and stuff, especially after lunchtime. I do commend the Glassboro community cleanup, though, because I believe they're the ones that are coming around besides myself and a few other residents who go and pick up the excessive littering and trash. I do believe that they are coming out and help cleaning that up as well. But those are my four concerns, and I would like for someone to give me some perspective on those concerns.
Okay. Thank you, Ms. Johns, for calling in and voicing your concerns. I'll try to go through them one by one. If would like to see if Mark Brunemer, if you can kind of address the county road noise and nuisance issues of how that road is coming. I think you'd be best served explaining that.
Sure. The county is overseeing that construction. They basically took the right of way from the borough 2 years ago or so for future use. And currently, right now, with the way it's designed now, the McCabe Boulevard will not be changing from Kentucky Avenue down through Peace Lane where it connects into it. It'll remain a 2-lane road for those areas with a shoulder. And then going out, there'll be some slight modifications at the intersection for some curb radius. And there will be a traffic signal there also placed by the county. I can double check on the plans. I do not believe there's any sound barriers at this time along that area, but I can reach out and find that information to forward that on after tonight's meeting with that. The speed limit signs on Peace Lane, we can probably coordinate with the Public Works Department to get a few signs on that to help facilitate the residents and the visitors to the neighborhood as far as the speed on Peace Lane area. With those, I guess I'll defer to council as far as the renaming of the drive to McCabe Boulevard. And I don't know if there's any other questions.
Mark, just if I could add, the street signs on Drive, we'll have that out there. Chip can get out there tomorrow and take a look at that, and we'll get on that right away.
Okay.
Ed, that was in reference to the speed control signs. You kind of broke up.
Correct. Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. And I'm sure to go to item 4 for Mrs. Johns, that we'll also have someone out there to police the trash and littering going on out there and make sure that that's kept under control. And Mrs. Johns, with regard to the renaming of the street, I would request that you reach out to me either by phone call or for email, or we could sit and explain. It is a process that I would be remiss if I spoke on it right now without having all of the documentation and things in order to put on record. So if you wouldn't mind doing that, I'd be happy to explain to you in far more detail when I have all of my documents in hand.
Yeah, Mayor, I would gratefully like to reach out to you. I'm quite sure all of your information is on glassboro.gov.
Yes.
Okay, I will do that. And then at the next council meeting, would we be able to get some follow-up on the other information?
Yeah, we will. We will most definitely have something to report back to you.
Oh, okay. I would
And just for
appreciate.
clarity, I'm sorry, Ms. Johns, it is glassboro.org, not glassboro.gov.
Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry about that. Okay.
Okay?
Yes, I'm looking forward to the information that you have, Mayor and Council, and hopefully, that I would like to see our small community back here remain a preferably quiet residential area. And I know all of this traffic that will be coming in may cause some issues, and so those are my concerns.
I understand that, Mrs. Johns, and I can assure you that your concerns are the same concerns that I myself have and the mayors are the members of council. So we will look into all of those issues, and we will have more information for you. And I look forward to hearing from you on topic number 2.
Okay, I thank you, and that's all that I have for this evening.
All right, thank you. Thank you again for calling in.
All right.
Yeah, the council meeting.
Anyone else in the public wish to address mayor and council?
Just the 14th. How about a motion to close the public? Let's go. Get this thing going.
Well, hearing none, move the public portion be closed.
Yeah. Second it.
Okay, I have a motion on the floor by Councilman Fiola, seconded by Council President Constable. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? That motion carries. The public portion is now closed. At this time, I will entertain a motion to approve all duly authorized bills.
I guess I will make that. Go ahead.
Mayor, I wanted to bring Mr. Scabiti's attention to Resolution 16720 for the third quarter grace period extension. It should be August 27th. That was printed on the tax bills.
Okay,
change that.
For the record, we have a typographical, we can note for the record that should be August 27th and not 2020 for the record. And that will appropriately be reflected in the resolution. Thank you for bringing that to our attention.
It is correct on the resolution. I apologize for the agenda.
Oh, okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Well, thank you, Karen. Thank you, Tim. And thank you, Karen.
And I'll move that all duly authorized bills be paid.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion on the floor by Councilman Fiola, seconded by Councilman Halter. All those in favor state aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions?
Yes, Mayor, let the records reflect that I like to abstain on PO number 20-02318. Did you get that, Karen?
I did.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
That abstention is noted. George, any other abstentions?
No, sir, that's it.
Very good. Then that motion carries. At this time, Mr. Melandro, do you have any comments to make?
I have nothing at this time, Mayor. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. And I will just say I wish everybody continued good health. Please stay cool in this blistering hot weather. And just try to do the best to enjoy your summer. Please stay safe. We're doing a great job here in the borough, residents, staff included, professionals. Please keep up the good work, stay positive, and looking forward to seeing you in the next month, if not sooner. And with that, I will entertain a motion for adjournment.
I'll make that motion to adjourn this meeting.
Second.
All right, I have a motion on the floor by Council President Casabone, seconded by Councilwoman Miller. All those in favor state aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries. This meeting is now adjourned. Everybody have a great evening. The next regular meeting will be on August 25th, 2020, tentatively at 8 p.m. Just please check the website and things in case that date or that time changes. Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Good night,
Stay
Mayor.
safe.